Q&A. I hit 20,000 subscribers and I didn't do anything for 1,000 or even 10,000. So I hit 20. Super grateful for you guys to subscribing and watching and all that. So I figured I'd do a Q&A for 20,000. All these questions I've gotten, they're all from Instagram. If you're not following me on there, you're missing out. So yeah, let's just get into the questions. First one is, how did you learn to use Blender? All from YouTube. I never paid for any courses, anything like that. I just started on YouTube, learned. And then once I felt comfortable with it, I did a lot of experimentation on my own and played around. And that's how I got to where I'm at today. How long have you been using Blender? I've been using Blender since January of 2019. So I've been using it around maybe a little bit over a year, something like that. What's your favorite thing to do in Blender? Right now it's landscapes. I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable with like making my own slight worlds, and it's really, really fun to just make whatever kind of thing is in my head in terms of sort of like a landscape or a world. So those are really, really fun to do. How did you start 3D? A buddy of mine, he downloaded Cinema 4D a while back, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Then I downloaded it, got Instagram, found a bunch of stuff, and so I'd been using Cinema 4D for about 3 months. Then I switched to Blender, but we'll get more into that. Where do you get inspiration from? Where do I get inspiration from? I'm just gonna rattle off a bunch of names. Beeple, for one, he's really, really awesome. There's Peter Tarka, there's F-Render, just so many people. If you just go to my Instagram and click on the people that I follow and just scroll that, there's tons of artists. Just click on them. They're all amazing, and there's just too many to count. But most of my inspiration comes from guys on Instagram. Do you want to do more advanced VFX stuff? Maybe. If it means like compositing an actual video and doing like sky replacements and adding orbs and things like that in real footage, that's not something I'm super interested in, but I can definitely see myself doing that in the future if like a client calls for it. What made you decide to do Blender tutorials on YouTube? It was the lack of abstract and animation style videos that I wanted to see. The videos that I've made from beginning and now, everything I make is what I wish was on YouTube when I started. So I started just doing that kind of stuff, and there was an audience for it. And I appreciate all you guys, and it's really cool that people are enjoying it. What made you want to get into motion graphics? Instagram. I was just following and seeing so many cool things, and I'm a super curious person when it comes to that, so I wanted to learn how they do it. So I got 3D applications and After Effects and things like that, and I've sort of played around, and it's really fun. How did you get into art/graphic design? So basically my story is when I was around 12, my parents got me this cheap little camera. I started playing around with that, made little stupid YouTube skits, and then after like 3 years of that, I auditioned to get into a film school for my last 2 years of high school. So I spent a lot of time my last 2 years of high school playing with film, learning about scripting and directing and camera and composition and all that stuff. And within that, I started learning After Effects. And then, like I said a little bit ago, a buddy of mine had gotten Cinema 4D, so I was playing with that. And then so all that sort of bunched together, just learning a lot of art and things like that. And then now in my third semester of college, learning graphic design and animation and things like that. All right, how old are you? I will be 21 in 2 months. How can we improve ourselves in Blender faster than learning by experience? I don't know if there's any other way besides, learning. Yeah, I don't know if there's any other way than that. Just get in Blender, try to make a habit of getting in Blender every single day. And that doesn't mean make daily art. That just means make something, work on something in Blender every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't jump in one of my creative programs and just play with something. The key is to have fun. Like I said, I'm a really curious person, so I'll see something really cool, and then I'll jump into one of the programs, and I'll try to make that, and then take it from there and make it my own and make something really cool and fun. Your favorite Blender movie? I haven't seen a lot of Blender movies. I still haven't seen the thing on Netflix. I apologize. I feel like a bad Blender user for that, but I saw the Spring Open movie, and it was beautiful, so definitely that one. What got you into Blender? I was listening to some design podcast and I just heard them flippantly mention Blender and that it was free. And so after 3 months of using Cinema 4D, I wanted a GPU renderer and I didn't want to pay for Octane, which was like $400 or something. And there were plenty of other paywalls with Cinema 4D, so I jumped to Blender, spent 2 weeks learning it, and then I just kind of went from there. Will you look into animation nodes? I have it on my computer. I just haven't spent the time to learn it, but I definitely will because I do motion graphics and VJ loops and things like that, and that's what it's really good for. So I'm kind of beating myself to not do it, but I definitely am going to learn it. How do you get inspired? By being curious. I think I've said this too many times, but I'll say it again. Just be curious. See things that you don't know how to do and try to figure it out. The best thing is to take something that's really cool to you and just try to remake it, and by doing that, you'll figure things out. And then, just go from there and make it your own. Where are you from? I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States, but I currently live in Nashville, Tennessee. How many years of experience and who inspired you? I've been doing creative stuff since I was 12. It's hard to pinpoint where I started getting like really serious about it, but I usually say probably around 5 to 6 years actually seriously trying to be a professional at this stuff. And who inspired you? Not a specific person, just seeing really cool things in general and being like, oh, that's really cool. I wish I can do that. Do you dream of one day helping to make blockbuster animation films? Not really. I like to do motion graphics and graphic design and really cool things. The dream job is working with musicians and record labels because that's always really fun and those clients are super excited to work with you. Big films is not really what I'm interested in doing, but if that's what you want to do, by all means go after it. It's really cool. It's a really cool field. What's the one piece of art that you've done that you were most proud of? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm going to put it over my face right now. That's the one that I'm currently most proud of, but I feel like every time I make something new, I'm the most proud of that, and I put it as my wallpapers and stuff, so it changes all the time, but that's my current one. Who is your favorite Blender user? At the moment, it's String Fairy. I'm currently working with him on a render, and I've talked to him quite a bit. He's incredible. He's a really good artist. Check out his YouTube channel, and another guy is probably Curtis Holt. He's also really awesome. What is your laptop configuration? So I use a gaming laptop for everything. I have an HP Omen. It's got an i7 8th generation with a GeForce GTX 1060. So not the greatest computer, but it gets the job done. What do you think about Blender 2.8 compared to other giants such as Cinema 4D, Maya, etc.? Like I said, I only have experience in Cinema 4D. I think from what I can see in the art, world, Houdini is like the only thing that really beats all of them. They have the best animations. It's incredible what they have. Blender, especially now with 2.8, they're pretty much a perfect competitor to all the other ones. What sets them apart, obviously, is being free, and they have a GPU renderer, and now they have a real-time render engine. I don't see why anyone wouldn't want to use it, but I'm kind of biased because it's my thing. It's my favorite program. Any tips to start making YouTube? Just find something. Like for me, I found a gap in what the content on YouTube was, which was abstracts and really interesting abstract animation. So I started making that, and there was an audience for that. So try to find something that's not there or something that you wish is there. Start making that. And if you're somebody who wants something there, there's probably someone else that wants that as well, and they'll find it. So that's my tip. Will you come to India? I feel like I probably will one day. Let me know in the comments if India has like design conferences and stuff. That's one thing I want to do one day, is be able to speak at design conferences and talk to people. And I know there's a lot of you guys from India. So if there is something like that, let me know. I feel like I probably will one day. Are you thinking of changing to some other software anytime soon? No, I have everything I need right now. I use pretty much the whole Adobe suite as well as Blender. I have kind of everything I need for now. So not anytime in the future. Why don't you work for any animation companies? 2 reasons. I'm really enjoying freelance right now, and I'm in college, but I definitely will be working for a studio one day. That's the plan. How long do you use Blender? I'm assuming you're asking like on a daily basis. I usually use it about 5 hours a day on average. What inspires you for a new idea? A lot of things, just observing. If I like watch a movie and I see just something cool, and I'll come up with an idea, I'll just write it down and I'll go do it later. It's just all about, I see something really cool and I want to make something that has that kind of vibe, and then I take it from there. How do you stay creative and original? That's tough. When it really comes down to brass tacks, no one's truly original, but I try not to worry about being truly original. Just make art that you enjoy. Don't plagiarize, don't copy, but just make something that you just keep working, and at some point you'll get in grooves and you'll make some really cool stuff. But yeah, that's a really difficult thing to answer. Any tips for grabbing clients? Thanks. A couple things that I do. I'm not the best client grabber, but I put as much really good work out as possible. Like my Instagram, that's my big thing. I get a lot of clients from Instagram, talk to people. But a lot of things I do is I'll just cold DM someone, just go up and say, hey, I enjoy your work. Usually it's a lot of musicians, like, I enjoy your music. I'd love to make some visuals. Here's some stuff. And then I'll contact their managers as well. And it's usually the managers that respond. And they're like, yeah, we're about to go on a tour. We need some visuals. And every once in a while they'll contact you, and then you got a client. What blood type are you? The red kind. What is your suggestion for beginners? Get in Blender every single day and just make something. And there you go. That's the Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks for watching.